Hey guys, welcome to J Hauser Writes. Today we are going to talk about Nanowrimo. So Nanowrimo stands for National Novel Writing Month. It is a challenge for any writers out there to try to get in 50,000 words towards a novel in the month of November. So there is an actual website where it's free and you can track your progress. There's a whole lot there that I don't do, like join up with friends and stuff. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, I just haven't. And I did this last year, not on this channel, but if you want, you can check it out. That's on my, I say my crafting and cooking channel. It's my creativity channel. And at that time, I wasn't aware of how obsessed with writing and becoming an author I would become. So it's over there. But this year, will I do it? Because honestly, at the end of last year, I wasn't sure. This time of the year is tough for me. I suffer from seasonal affective disorder, SAD, which is not completely ironic because it's a form of depression, right? It's the winter blues, it's the fall, it's when you're losing that daylight. So I've got my happy light that I need to use a lot more often, and it's just harder for me to be motivated sometimes. I'm already pretty mercurial with my ADHD and everything else, but I have decided that I'm going to give it a go. Now, some people do say that like editing and rewriting a novel can maybe count. It doesn't have to be completely new. If I have to fall back on that, maybe I will, but I would like to actually write something fresh. So my plans are to write another story in the Cedar Wars series. So right now I have 5 books completed. When I say completed, they're in various stages of completion. The main trilogy is in, final edits. The 4th book, I feel like won't need nearly as much editing, but still need extra work on that. The fifth was going to be the 4th, and then it was going to be the 5th, and now I have a feeling it's going to be more like the 7th, 8th, who knows, I don't know. I keep pushing that book back because I think the one that I'm going to write this November will end up becoming the 5th. We'll see. 5th, maybe 6th, probably 5th. I don't want to say whose story it is, but this time it will actually be from a male perspective. The one that's currently sitting in book 5 position is written from a male perspective. It's written actually from Thodd's perspective, who we meet very early on in the prologue of book 1 of Cedar Shadow Wars. If you haven't checked it out, you should. So that's his story. It gives a lot of behind the scenes to book 1. So in a way it's a companion novel, and in a way it's also a prequel because it's like the love story of him and his wife. But it just doesn't fit in smoothly with the progression of things. So it's kind of like that. Maybe at the end of the series, it'll kind of like take you back to the beginning sort of thing. I don't know. But the one that I want to write now that I think will get bumped up in front of it again will be a certain side characters. Again, it's a guy, it's a love interest, and one that beta readers so far that have gone through the series, they will be very happy, and I don't even know why did I feel like his story needed to be heard, because he has a very dynamic and exciting past. This one will be different. It will be from his youth up until past where the trilogy ends. So yeah, it's not just replaying the same events over and over, though I will definitely include some scenes as we go throughout, because you get to see the other half of things develop. You get a lot more intrigue. So anyway, I decided I'm going to write that, and we'll see where I go with that. I have a feeling that this might be the first book that I seriously overwrite, because there's so many things that happen that I want to include, not only from the main trilogy timeline, but also from before that and after that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'll finish it all in November, especially because right now, as I'm filming this, still in October, I am in heavy edits on book 3. Book 2 has gone through, I say, final proofreading. I should be getting the book in the mail in the next couple days, and once you have a printed copy, it's easier to do just last minute, like things stand out to you a little differently. And then I will be sending it out to ARC reviewers and making announcements behind schedule. And I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully before November I can make significant progress on rewrites of book 3. That's my goal, guys. So much to do. And I've been in a kick where I've been reading other books and doing other things and sleeping too much and not enough. We'll see. Anyway, this is getting long and rambly, but I just thought I would say I decided I'm going to do it even though I was hesitant last year. I've already started writing it. I've gotten less than a handful of chapters. It started earlier this summer when I was just like, I need to know his story. And I did some outlining. That's the thing. Again, not really an outliner, but at the same time, knowing certain beats that turns this person into who they are and making sure I plug the holes in the right place to fit the main trilogy. I needed to do some outlining. But he starts out as like a 5-year-old or something like that. Like we start from a young kid's perspective and grow into a young adult, not a teen, older than that. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbing. I'm going to be doing a painting, and maybe I'll insert that here for a little bit, kind of an inspiration. So what to do to prepare. I'm just blabbing about my own project, but what can you do to prepare? Let me give you some advice. Do what works for you. There are a lot of author videos out there and writer videos out there right now of like, oh, all these big old preparations, Preptober. And I'm like, yeah, I don't do outlines so much. So yeah, I mean, I already did for this one to some extent. It's pretty bare bones. I probably need to do some more, but I'll probably do that in November. You just put your hands to the keyboards and see how it turns out. You don't have to have a completed novel. I mean, 50,000 words is a lot for a lot of people. So you just break it up into chunks. For me, last year, I did that within the span of 10 days. Now that was broken up over 10 days because I was struggling with seasonal depression. But when I did the math, I had completed it in 10 days of writing over the course of the month. So for me, it's very easy. It's not a completed book. That book ended up being over 100,000 words, I think, in its first draft when I finally got done with it. This one will definitely be bigger. It might be bigger than even the third book in the trilogy because they're kind of getting a little bigger because it carries so much time. But it's one of those, it's a little indulgent, but so far the beta readers that I have told that have enjoyed the series to completion, they're like, oh, I'm excited to hear his story. So hopefully you will be too. Again, plans for the series. We'll see how many books it turns into. Less than 10. In the end, try the main trilogy, go from there. So I'd love to know if you are going to do NaNoWriMo, if it's something that you would consider doing as a challenge, and do you want to provide any information on your book? If you want to tell us what genre it is, anything like that. Do I want to say, I know the name of this book. It might give him away. It might not. I don't know. There's still twists and turns along the way. The proposed name in my head that I think is best going to fit this is going to be The Ivy Queen's Spy. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on writing. Not the priority in the long scheme of things, just because I do have to really focus on books 3 and 4 to get them to publication. But I'm going to take the challenge. There are prizes that come along with winning. So basically just finishing. It's not like you're in a competition with anyone but yourself. But if you do upload and report that you did the 50,000 words, then you get discount codes for things like Ingram Spark, which is, well, the printer that printed this here hard copy book. So they do charge for uploads, and there is different software and stuff that you can get really nice discounts on. I used one for Pro Writing Aid, which helps me do pre-edits before I send to my human editor. So something to consider if you want to get serious about writing. And even if you don't want to get serious, might as well give it a try. It's kind of fun. You can find a community where we're all focusing on that goal all at the same time. So enough rambling. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to check out my other videos, share any of them, and check out Cedar Shadow Wars if you have not already. I do really appreciate the friends that share it once they've read it, when they enjoy it, and if you can leave reviews, that means a lot for an indie author. So, as the sign says, sub for more videos. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.